they're meeting with him. So I think that's why he put that there. Like I said, that is such a Rams pick, but I feel like if they're going to draft 2 wide receivers, they're going to go out and get Tesla. I think that they are going to get him with a guy. I don't think he would be the only thing they do at wide receiver. So based on what I've heard, I expect offense heavy early on. So
I'll tell you one thing, if not for anything else, just being able to root for a guy with the last name Tesla, that's just a sick
I know,
name.
that's such a cool name.
That's killer.
Definitely an LA name. That's like something you put in an AI generator. Like, give me a receiver name from the Rams.
Totally.
I like the band too. So there you go.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Yeah. Worlds collide. That's spot on though, Brandon. That does feel like a West Coast name. We'll see if that West Coast name makes your top 5, Jay. Give me the 5 guys you'd be happy seeing the Rams go with at pick number 26 in the first round.
Yeah, so I'll start off with 5 here because I would have just had all receivers, but I wanted to make it a little fun. Ibuka misses this because I don't think he'll be there, but I'm kind of all over the place on Malachi Starks. I kind of could see him going early, but if he doesn't, I could see him falling because he's a safety, and there's only going to be kind of a limited market, I think, in the first round for a safety. I thought Miami would go after him, but they just had the whole Armstead retirement. Yeah. So now I feel like Starks could fall. And you look at this guy and it's like, well, why would he go to the Rams? I mean, you got Quinn Lake, you got, Cam Curl, you just spent a third on Kinchins. Jalen McCullough was great last year. It's very simple. Those 2 that I started with at the beginning, Quentin Lake and Cam Curl, are free agents after the season. So again, the draft isn't just for this year. You're getting 4 or 5 years in this case. From these players. And this is how you build a cost-effective roster. So Malachi Starks, to me, long wingspan, really good athlete. I think he's much better on tape than he tested. And by all means, if they want to let him fall because he tested, not the way that they wanted him to, and the 3-cone and all that, by all means, I don't really care. I think he's clearly the best safety in this draft. And I think they could use him in that star role, which I think would really free up Quentin Lake, because I know Lake plays the star. He doesn't really like it. I think he just wants to be looked at as just a straight up safety. But I think Starks you can kind of throw everywhere. So I like that. That's number 5. Number 4, we're sticking with the defense here. Ole Miss cornerback Trey Amos. I thought he was overrated the whole draft process. And then I finally watched him and I was like, I think he might be underrated. I love Trey Amos. I think he's got, good length. I think he really, maybe he doesn't have burner speed, right? He doesn't have 4.2, 4.3 speed, but his play speed's fine. His hips are about as fluid as anybody in this draft. And when you look at a guy that can make plays, he's going to peel off his man when he realizes the ball's going another place. He's always trying to keep this play going. Okay, until the whistle blows, he is trying to be a part of every single play. He'll force a fumble. He'll jump a route. I think they could utilize him with Akello Witherspoon, kind of playing off each other. Really like his overall skill set. And I like that, he is aggressive, sometimes over-aggressive as a tackler. I think he's a sound tackler. I think he's got, good technique. He's not an ankle biter. That's a big deal. I compared him to Stephon Gilmore. That's kind of what I see in him. So I would say him at 4. Number 3 is a quarterback, and it's not Jackson Dart. It is Shedeur Sanders. Now, look, I'm not saying Shedeur Sanders will be there at 26, but there is some sort of feeling that he's going to fall. And if he falls past, and Brandon, we went through this. If he falls past the Saints, that's where it could get really weird. Teams will probably trade up, like the Browns might trade back up. They have an early 2nd round pick, Giants, so forth. But if they don't, it's really going to be, in my opinion, up to the Steelers at 21, where we had him going last episode. If the Steelers don't pick him and he falls to 26, the Rams are going to consider him. I'm telling you right now. Sanders really fits that offense. He's a timing quarterback. I think he's got a lot more mobility than people give him credit for. And he's got a much better arm than people give him credit for. He's smart. He's tough. I think keeping him behind, Stafford for 2 years and then giving him Sean McVay and Puka Nacua as a weapon. I mean, I think it'd be huge for him. I like the fit. So if he falls to 26 and they do pick him, I would actually celebrate that pick. I think it'd be great. It checks a box that's been there for however many years. Stafford's been around. Everyone's like, yeah, but they don't have a quarterback, right? They don't have a long-term, they're this window. Well, the window stays wide open if you get Shedeur Sanders coming out, in year 3. So that's what I like there. Number 2 is Jaden Higgins. I mean, you guys already heard me rant and rave about Jaden Higgins. Brandon and I disagree, but his comp to me is Mike Evans. I really see it. The footwork is there. The separation skills is there. I think Jaden Higgins, with the familiarity factor, his old offensive coordinator at Iowa State is on the Rams coaching staff. They have a lot of intel on him. I think this is a real shot to be the pick here. And then number 1, he's my second highest graded wide receiver in this draft, only because Travis Hunter resides in this draft. It's Luther Burden III, who I think has the most upside of any receiver in this draft. I think at some point or another, I think he can play on the outside, but regardless, right away, this guy can help you here and now as a power gadget guy. And I understand some people don't want to hear that, but he could have a significant role in this offense. They rotate wide receivers, and they're not going to rotate Puka, and they're not really going to rotate Devontae Adams, but you could rotate him with Tutu Atwell, or even have those 4 on the field at the same time, which is definitely possible. And to me, I think that's a great fit, because this is a guy that can win after the catch. He can make guys miss. He can go up and high point the football. He plays bigger than his frame. And you look at the 2023 tape, there's not a receiver in this draft that had better tape than Luther Burden had in 2023. I stand by that. Mizzou did not help him out in 2024. I think he would do wonders in a Sean McVay offense.
Luther Burden is Jake's guy. Who is not your guy, Jake? Who do you not want to see go to the LA Rams?
I do not, and I don't care who likes it, want to see Jackson Dart go to the Rams at 23. All right. I'll tell you right now, if he goes in the 3rd round, I could be okay with that. I can stomach that. I think he's a talent, but I have other quarterbacks first off rated higher. Second, I feel like, we didn't really learn our lesson with that last quarterback whose name's totally escaping me right now. But at Ole Miss, I mean, things are so easy. Yes, Matt Corral, thank you. Things are so easy at Ole Miss for quarterbacks. I just don't feel like Jackson Dart. I mean, I understand the whole, well, he'll sit 2 years. Yeah, I could sit 2 years. I'd be a better quarterback than I am right now if I sat 2 years too. But the point being is that if I can get Jackson Dart, or I could get, Shedeur Sanders or whatever, why would I take Jackson Dart over Shedeur Sanders? But also, more importantly, does he have any elite traits at all? Is Jackson Dart even above average as an arm? In my opinion, he's not. He throws flat-footed a lot of the times, doesn't really step into his throws. I don't see a ton of great stuff on film. I see some good throws here and there. I don't see great. I see great throws with Shedeur Sanders. I see even some great throws with Jalen Milroe. I think he has elite traits, but I can't justify taking a quarterback at pick 26 who is not going to play for 2 years and might not be ready after those 2 years. Whereas, as Jesse mentioned, Shedeur Sanders could play tomorrow and he could work out. I don't feel that way with Dart. I think this is going to take some time. And for that reason, I just don't see, except for the fact that quarterbacks are overdrafted, I don't see why he would go in the 1st round. So I absolutely would be annoyed. I know the Rams had extensive work done with him and met with him, but I think it would be an absolute mistake to draft Jackson Dart at 26.